Welcome back. Welcome back. Good morning, good people. How we are doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? I feel a little bit better than I did yesterday. Plus, we're starting a new section of the story, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to pour up some water here in my number one dad cup. Just had me a cup of water, a cup of coffee, I mean. And yeah, so we're about to get started. First thing, I got some more incense yesterday. Let me show you the incense here real quick. These are the type of incense. They're called hem, Hem. I think they come from India. This is a Palo Santo rose. Palo Santo rose. I have a Palo Santo. Which one is burning? It smells so good. This is the one I have burning right now. And this is the Palo Santo Madera Sagrada. Madera Sagrada. Y'all, too much light. Y'all see them. Anyways, if you want to see what these smell like, I got these off of Amazon, and I just typed in incense, Hem, hem. Again, these incense are the truth. When I say the truth, I discovered these incense at like one of those shops you go into, and some people say voodoo or hoodoo shop, or one of those shops where you can find like sage and Palo Santo, and they have crystals and a plethora of incense. They have one in Columbia, South Carolina, called Orion. Every time I had to go to Columbia, I would stop there and get incense and try not to, be affected by all the voodoo and stuff. But I'm just joking, y'all. But yeah, I found out about those incense, and not to take any business away from any business that's selling incense and all sorts of other things. I'll just say that going online, getting a 15 pack was cheaper than buying five packs of incense, I think. Yeah. No, let me see. I don't want to give out numbers, but I got 15 of them for like really cheap compared to like when I would go to Columbia. I would buy like I would buy like maybe 10, but it was 10 of them was like a good bit of money, and it was cheap. I thought it was cheap because you would go to these other places to get incense, and like a pack of whatever comes in a pack, you might spend like $10 on a little small pack. But I was getting them for like half the price in Columbia. Excuse me. But anyways, they talk a lot of stuff about Amazon, but Amazon is the truth, man. Walmart is the truth too. People say, "Oh, Walmart, mom and pop shop," but Walmart is also the truth, because when mom and pop is closed, and you need some lunch meat, some cold cuts for your sandwich. You know what I mean? Walmart got it, and they got it for cheap. And they're open 24/7. Anyways, man, we're gonna get right into it, y'all. Y'all sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We're gonna start it off right here on chapter 3. This chapter is called Mischief. I'm curious to know why it's called Mischief, because I hadn't read this in over 2 or 3 years. I think I don't even know, but we're gonna get through it. Let's go. A good friend of Sonia and sister of Jacob's good friend Freddie. Let me see. A good friend of Sonia and sister of Jacob's good friend. Okay. A good friend of Sonia and sister of Jacob's. Y'all know for sure that I hadn't read this in a long time, because I started off kind of strange there. Hold on a sec. A good friend of Sonia and sister to Jacob's good friend Freddie. I think I need to put another comma here. We may have to do some fixing here. Was Jonetta Nowak. Jonetta Nowak. She was a proud young lady who often showed a tough exterior, but on more than one occasion, with her guard down, shown a softer side. Maybe it was the hair that made her seem just as conceited as Sonya. She had long curly locks that Jacob thought to be fairy tale like, but would never admit his fascination. Not to her face anyway. Okay, so I hadn't read this in a while. I have no idea. I have sort of an idea of what's going on, but not really. So now my mind is going in overdrive as far as, okay, you can cut this, you need to get rid of this, put a punctuation here, indent, drop that. That's what my mind is doing. But also my mind is also doing this. Oh, is this like the name Johnetta? Where did I get that name from? Oh, was it the lady that works at the thing over here? I think I did get the name from her. Why did I name her Johnetta? Why is her hair? What she? I hadn't read this in a while, so it's all new to me. And me being the writer, the author, I'm jumping on it immediately. We gotta I'm seeing so much to fix. What Nowak? And I kind of sort of remember the name Nowak, and I think I did some research on Nowak. I think we'll see. We're gonna see where this is gonna go. This is gonna be an adventure for both myself and you, not just you. This is an adventure for myself and you. Anyways, a good friend of Sonya and sister of Jacob's good friend, Freddie, was Johnetta Nowak. She was a proud young lady who often showed a tough exterior, but on more than one occasion, with her guard down, shown a softer side. Maybe it was the hair that made her seem just as conceited as Sonya. I keep saying Sonya, but I think it might need to be Sonya. She had long curly locks that Jacob thought to be fairy tale like, but would never admit his fascination. That's a struggle right there. That whole, not to her face anyway. In his mind, if the girl should ever find herself being held hostage in a tower by some wicked witch, she'd only have to grow her hair long in secret and one day let it down to allow some handsome prince to climb it in order to rescue her, or however the story of Rapunzel went. Okay, so I see what I was trying to do, but wow, that was a struggle. Like Sonya, the girl also appeared outwardly to have all the confidence in the world. I already said that. That's redundant. It was the glue that held them together. And since that now hilarious day when a petty argument broke out in second block between the girls over Jamel Turner, a boy that spoke to both of them in that way young men do when he wanted more than conversation, they'd somehow inadvertently became friends and remained good friends ever since. Okay, that's kind of sort of clever, but when Johnetta and Freddie moved from New Jersey 2 years prior to live with their grandfather, John White, also known as Suge. So Suge's name is John White. I thought it was something else. Okay, y'all gonna have to bear with me because I see some things that need some fixing. Let me go over here. I got a note. Let me see what this note is. 2 years or at least 5. 2 years or at least 5. Okay. When Johnetta, that name is gonna have this. It's gonna. I see some. Look, if you guys stop the video right now and just come back a couple days from now, I would understand that, because that's what I'm seeing right now. Right now, I'm seeing my ADHD kind of going buck wild right here in this third chapter. I told you guys before, I was diagnosed with ADHD in 2015 or 16, adult ADHD, because I always had my suspicions. Well, growing up, it was determined that I had a learning disability. I was in, and now I say that to say that I knew that I wasn't dumb, but I also knew that I was different from everybody else in class, because as you can see, this is my 5th book. I had books back when I was this high. When I was, knee high to a grasshopper, or however the saying goes. I had movies in my head while trying to do my lesson in school or trying to do my homework at home. It was the worst struggle ever for 18 years of my life of school. So in 2015 or 16, maybe 17, I don't know. It was after I came back from Afghanistan. By the way, I've been to war 9 times. Been to war 9 times as a defense contractor. No weapon, but I've seen the best of the worst when it comes to war. If there can be any best in war, which, hey. So anyways, when I came home in 2013, January 1st, 2013, New Year's Day, I came home. My last time going overseas to work overseas during wartime. I worked a little bit, and then a couple years later, I said, you know what, I need to go to the VA to get checked out for certain things. And I took some tests, and sure enough, came back. Yes, you have adult ADHD. You have adult ADHD. They gave me Adderall. I took Adderall. I took 2 pills and threw them and flushed them down the toilet. I took 2 pills and flushed them down the toilet. I said, no, I'm not. Because I'll just say I've had family members on psychotropic pills, medication, and some of them never came back. I'll just say that. So I flushed them down the toilet. I don't do pills, no. I say all that to say that I can clearly see when I started this, I had good intentions, but there's a lot of work from the very beginning of this chapter. So if you want to, come back in about a week, this will be in better shape. But for right now, we're going to work with whatever we got. I'm going to take a sip of water. Y'all excuse my stomach from growling. Yeah, ADHD. I think I'm a little dyslexic. There's a lot going on up here. A lot. And it's not, I don't see myself as old. No, there's a lot of people out there. A lot of famous people. I want to say the majority of famous people. And not to say fame is important or anything like that, but not fame, but successful people. A lot of successful people have ADHD and other learning disabilities because you have to overcompensate. You have to figure things out. You got to figure things out. Life is going on, so you got to figure things out. And as you figure things out, it gives you this kind of superpower to do things. You can do things better because you had to do it multiple times to get it right. And once you got it right, it's stuck. Like I still know how to do certain things from like when I first went in the military in 1996. I still know how to do a tourniquet. I still know how to do a splint. I still know how to do, certain things. I still have army cadences in my head, verbatim. They say that in the army, the women are mighty fine. They march like Phyllis Diller and look like Frankenstein. Or whatever, y'all know how it goes. Or they look like Phyllis Diller and march like Frankenstein. You know Frankenstein. Oh Lord, I wanna go, but they won't let me go home. Hey, that's one of the army cadences out of several I still have in my head, because people that have ADHD and certain things, once they get it, they got it till the day they die. Like some of us, and ADHD is on multiple levels now. Like I went into this trance one time where I went back to my first grade classroom. I could clearly see my teacher, Miss Muscreta. I don't know what kind of name is that, Miss Muscreta. I gotta look that up. Miss Muscreta, her and her, she had the arms that hung way down here. And in my mind, I'm like 6-7 years old. She's like 100 to me in my mind. But the lady was probably in her 60s or 70s, probably 60s. I remember Miss Muscreta in the front of the classroom. We had blackboards, not whiteboards, which she had a little thing that she, and I remembered every row, like, in school, you had rows of desks. I remembered every person. I mean, I was actually there seeing people. I could tell you who was sitting in the first seat on the right of the classroom from her perspective, or left off. I could tell you who was sitting in the first person on the second row. And that's our minds are very, very different. Anyways, my ADHD is kicked in and I'm talking more than I'm writing. Anyways, when Johnetta and Freddie moved from New Jersey 2 years prior to live with their grandfather, John White, also known as Suge, Jacob and Freddie seemed to have become best buds overnight. The girls, however, never talked much at all whenever Suge brought his grandchildren over to the Wallaces to play. Johnetta and Freddie were half Polish and half African American. Okay, that's where the name Novak could come from. Being that most black people in the South didn't see any difference between the various white ethnicities, the two were considered by their black schoolmates as black or half white, which wasn't always a good thing. The part about being half white, yeah, this is me being lazy, and oh Lord. Both Sonia and Janetta were the same age. Johnetta being slightly older by 2 months. By that, she often tried to use the small difference in age as a validation of seniority. Sonia seldom fell for it. Alright, so I'm gonna tell you right now that the kids may be, Johnetta and Freddie Jr. They may be taking a hike. Right now. I just don't see how it's gonna work. This is a new part of the story that wasn't in the original part. These kids, Freddie, and anyways, Jacob was 1 year older than Freddie, but neither of the boys seemed to care. Also, I don't mean to say it like that. What I say, the kids are gonna take a hike. I don't mean to say it like that, but Stephen King said he just in one of his books, or maybe a couple of his books, he just assassinated like 30 characters, and just took them out like in a bus wreck or something like that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna wipe them out. If I do, they may stay around. It all depends. Right now, I'm not getting any kind of good vibes. Now this is when you guys step in. Do you want these kids to stick around, or do you want these kids to never even exist? Because I can just take an eraser. And also living with their grandfather was their mother, who? Magdalena. Their great grandmother Louise. Oh Lord, I can't. That's my mom's name, huh? And their aunt Penny, who is their father's younger sister and Suge's only daughter. Though she had never been diagnosed with any mental abnormalities, Penny's crossed left eye and extreme shyness caused the average Green Pond resident to place judgment when it came to her soundness. I think Penny could stay. I love Penny already. And people may be saying, you love Penny. Don't you know who Penny is? Not really. I do remember writing Penny, but I love her left eye that's crossed. When Suge's son Frederick Sr. met their mother after moving to Connecticut, according to Johnetta, they fell in love but didn't get married due to several reasons. One being the family of the potential bride to be a very traditional Polish family was solely against mixing the races. Magdalena, why did I choose that name, was the first generation to actually grow up in the United States. You see, what y'all seeing right now is what every writer in the world does not want the reader to see how horrible to see how horrible he or she, can write. And this is below subpar. I gotta get through this, but y'all, I gotta say it again, man. If you just want to skip this and go to something else, if you want to come back in a week or so, I understand. Because right now, I just want to stop. Her parents had moved to New Jersey in the 70s and later moved to Connecticut after finding good jobs. And I'm telling you everything. I'm not allowing you to see. I'm just telling you everything. There's no dialogue at all. No dialogue. And a lot of this I'm speaking this out loud because this is a way of editing while the video is playing. Because I'll go back and watch this and hear what I'm saying, and then that's like etching in my brain the things that I need to change. Her parents had moved to New Jersey in the 70s and later move. All right, sorry about that. I'm gonna have to leave here. Have some breakfast there awaiting me, and I don't like eating cold eggs. So, and by their only daughter getting pregnant. Her parents had moved to New Jersey in the 70s and later moved to Connecticut after finding good jobs, later starting a family there with Magdalena. I gotta change that name. Magdalena being the only child, and by their only daughter getting pregnant at the tender age of 19 by this big black funny sounding southerner was humiliating, to say the least, and the start of many unwarranted issues to come. At age 25, with a little girl and a baby on the way and living in Newark, New Jersey, where that should be where. Lord have mercy, this is. Where Magdalena had other family besides her judgmental parents, Frederick Sr. had begun to think that the family life wasn't for him. Frederick Sr.? Okay. So, Suge's name was Frederick Sr. So, that's why I was looking at John White, like, who's John White? So this is really Frederick Jr. Alright. He'd left the home several times over the years. The two never got married. For that reason, both Janetta and Freddie shared their mother's last name, Norak. When times got so bad for their mother, she called Suge 2 years before coming to Green Pond, crying her eyes out with nowhere to turn. Without hesitation, he invited her and the kids to come live with him and Penny for as long as they needed. Now I'm feeling some kind of way about this part of the story, so they may stay. Alright, no family of mine is living on the streets if I can help it, he'd say to the Wallaces. Meanwhile, his son was still somewhere in New Jersey, some reported hooked on drugs and living with another woman and her children. Alright, so this is going to be red. This is the stopping point. And this is the green. So we made it pretty far, but this is like in an abandoned home that needs repair. This part here, like a lot of repair. I'm talking the roof. The roof is falling in. The foundation is crooked, collapsing. The floor, termites. This part of the story here needs a lot of work, and like I said, I need to go back to the top and figure out what Suge's name is going to be. So y'all stick around. This is going to be fun. Thank you for making it this far. I got to go get something to eat. I can smell the food. Till next time. This is Anthony L. Kelly. I appreciate you stopping by. Leave a comment, like this video, share this video. Till next time, I'm out.